Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Dr. Shah, for your outstanding job in leading USAID. I'm going to try to do quickly, and I guess if you could just write them down, 4 questions, and hopefully you'll get a chance to answer them. If not, then we'll talk later. But first, you know, USAID plays a significant role in providing trade-related assistance, and Congress has appropriated funds for this purpose, specifically targeting countries with which we have trade agreements. Now, I'm a strong supporter of trade capacity building. So I would like to know more about what USAID is doing to enhance trade capacity abroad and what else you think Congress can do to help. That's question number 1. Number 2, as indicated, I also applaud what the agency has done in progress in dispersing aid funding in Haiti. However, recently the Congressional Black Caucus was at the UN and we were told that there could be a serious outbreak of cholera. And that there's a cholera emergency in Haiti. And so I want to know, do you think that is that so? Is it under control, and what we can do there? Third, of course, I am also concerned in regards to funding in Colombia, who are a great ally of ours, but particularly there seems to be a real situation in Buenaventura, which is Colombia's largest port and is a center of its African Colombian population, with over 500,000 inhabitants. And over 90% of them are black, and they're mired in a crime and poverty, and over 80% live below the poverty line. 30% are unemployed, and virtually none have access to reliable supplies of electricity, water, even basic road infrastructure. And so this violence that's going on, and I know as we phase out of Plan Colombia, et cetera, but we want to make sure that we are able to address underlying social problems. So if there's anything that's being, what we're doing there. And finally, on the lines of what Ranking Member Elliott Engel had asked, you know, he talked especially about tuberculosis, but thanks in a huge part to U.S. investments in global health, the world has cut by 50% the number of children who die before age 5 from whether it's pneumonia or malaria or tuberculosis, the leading killers of children worldwide. We're on the verge of some exciting breakthroughs and life-saving potential. For example, I know that USAID's new tools to prevent and treat malaria, but there's budget controls and constraints, et cetera. So I was wondering how you would prioritize these global health needs to ensure we are fulfilling the gaps on current global health needs, especially as it relates to helping children.
Thank you, Mr. Congressman, and I just want to say thank you for your personal engagement and leadership on so many of these issues as they pertain to so many important parts of the world, and on behalf of really the world's most vulnerable. With respect to trade assistance and capacity building, the FY15 request includes $170 million for precisely that activity. In addition to that, we have our Feed the Future program, which is operational in 19 countries, really focuses on improving the capacity of local businesses to engage in particular regional agricultural trade. And I would just note that we've done careful evaluations of programs like the East Africa Trade Hub that have found that our efforts have helped to bring down customs blockages and transshipments across borders, have accelerated the time and efficiency of regional trade in particular, and have generated sort of $40 of economic value for every dollar we've invested in trade capacity building. So what Congress can do is support strongly the development assistance account, which is part of the budget and is under a lot of pressure. Second, with respect to Haiti, we have a strong community-based public health program that's focused on all-cause child mortality and will include and does already include an integrated effort with the UN to address cholera. I'd point out that right now the fatality rate is under 1%, which meets the standards the UN has set. But we're working all the time to make sure that cholera is managed, and also as we make those investments, that the clinics that are in rural communities are well stocked and suited to serve all children, whatever the cause of disease might be. And that building that supply chain and that health systems approach has been critical to our efforts to bring down child mortality in Haiti, which have been successful over the last few years. Third, with respect to Afro-Colombian populations in Colombia, I personally had a chance to meet with our partners, and we're trying to work with about 100 businesses, train thousands of Afro-Colombian youth, and then get them placed in jobs. And that effort has been very successful. We expect to place 80% of the 4,500 trainees in 2014 and reaching 10,000 by 2016. And we have a lot of support from business leaders there, and it's part of our new approach to public-private partnerships. And finally, with respect to global health, I just want to say thank you. Your raising that issue is so critical. America has a chance right now to lead the charge to end child death. And it'll take a 2-decade commitment from this committee. It will take resources, and we've produced an FY15 request that has a small increase over the FY14 request. And it requires a new concerted business-like approach in the 24 countries that account for just over 70% of the 6.6 million kids who die. And we will be unveiling an investment plan for those 24 countries with a group of other partners later in June. So we thank you for your support, and I think this is one area where America can accomplish something in partnership with others that is truly extraordinary.
We go